How do you know when you're ready to have sex?
First, you have to be comfortable with the person. And then when you're both in the level where you're ready, I think it's like, then you try. But I don't know exactly when is the right time or age or place and things.
It doesn't really matter when you do it, as long as there's consent from either party. It could be after one date, after several dates, after a week, after a month, after a year, or after they get married or before they get married. It really doesn't matter. As long as there's consent, consent is definitely key.
I think it really differs. I think it differs on the person that I'm interested in. I think it differs on when in my life it's been. I think there was times when I wanted a lot of space and a lot of getting to know somebody. Other times I was more comfortable with something more casual.
I was like older than my peers to have sex, but then I was ready.
How do you know that you were ready?
I was with my partner at the time for months, and I just knew I was ready by that time.
That's good.
And I took it slow and learned, and then I just did it.
Well, that's good. You have to do what's right for you.
What might happen if somebody doesn't feel comfortable?
Well, if you're not comfortable, maybe you get scared, you rush and you regret.
And it's no time limit.
Yeah.
When you have sex and when
No.
you lose your virginity.
Yeah.
The first time you had sex, how did you know that you were ready?
You know, I don't even know if I knew that I was. I think that I knew that I wanted closeness. I knew that I liked this person a lot. And I think I thought it was something I was supposed to do. I don't think I realized I wasn't ready until after, and maybe after a few times I'd had sex with them. And that was okay with me to some extent. I think if maybe it had been a different situation, I might have cared. Yeah, sometimes we don't know that we're not comfortable with something until it happens. But I think trying to make sure it isn't too big of a risk.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that mine wasn't too much. It was somebody I cared about and I knew really well.
Yeah, you don't want to be pushed into it. It's not healthy.
No.
It makes you feel bad about yourself, like you regret, when you shouldn't have to regret that. Like, it's not a bad thing.
No.
So what if somebody gets into a situation where they're having sex for the first time and then they realize that it's not the right time for them?
So even if sex has started, anyone can stop it at any time. They can say, I don't like this needs to stop.
And sometimes too, that first one's really awkward.
Yeah.
So sometimes even getting to the sex takes a little longer, or we realize, oh, we need a little bit more time. Okay, great, maybe I'll see you next week instead.